Who's that sitting in my chair?
Mr. KitKat. Good morning and greetings to everyone from KitKat and me. And he's been lurking in my chair for the last couple of hours. So, hello KitKat. And you'll have to just lurk here, my boy. Alright. Alright. Just have to, sorry to disturb your slumber. But hopefully he'll settle down. So yes, welcome once again to another session of my Artsy Musings. As I complete this portrait of Fynn, who's not present here because Fynn and KitKat are like oil and water. Well, according to KitKat anyway. Fynn doesn't care either way. Yes, so we, after a lovely long Easter weekend, I'm back into the seat, and to complete this artwork. So without further ado, let's have at it, shall we? Right, I'm going to tackle some of this foliage now, and then take it further from there. And I really want to I just want to be doodling. I just want to doodle with this, and basically the whole piece from now on going forward. I just want to just have a relaxing session. Not that they always aren't relaxing, but I just want to do a lot of doodling because the nature of this piece is quite sort of heavy, and dark, heavy. There's a bit of color in the foliage and whatever, but by and large it's quite overpoweringly black, because obviously she's a black cat. But I want to just enliven the artwork a little. I'm just adding these two little leaves in here, just to add a little bit of body, a little bit more body coming down. I might even add one or two more. I'll see how it goes. So yeah, I just want to enliven the whole piece with doodling. I just want to rove around. Once I've completed with the eye and whatever, and I just want to rove around the whole piece with my whatever, whether it's with a pastel, whether it's with a white conte, black conte, whatever, and just bring in a little bit of levity. Gaiety, however you want to put it. It just needs that little extra bit of fun to it, I think, and perhaps that will lift the blackness of it. Well, at least half the whole image is pretty much black, and I just want to also lift the denseness of the dark with doodling. In other words, bringing in some subtle highlights and things like that. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. Whether it works out that way or not, I don't know, but let's see how it goes, shall we? But she is she's lurking under these leaves, this foliage, under the Japanese lantern hibiscus. which is her usual spot during the day. Loves to spend time under the shrubs, keeping an eye out for any unsuspecting lizards and grasshoppers and what have you. She has yet to catch a bird. Neither Fynn nor Sage has caught a bird yet, which is a good thing. May that continue. Yeah, so just indicating some of the leaves of this lower level of the hibiscus. Not that it could be any kind of plant really. That's just for content, for filling, just to put you in the picture as to what kind of plant shrubbery that she likes to spend time in. Not really relevant to the artwork as a whole, but yeah. So we just now start doodling a little bit with this mid-green. So the objective here is to just add body to the background, depth of field, etc. And then take it forward to completion. Just adds a little bit of texture and to the look of the leaf. I'm not even putting in the specific veins of the leaf. I'm just bringing that form about with this random doodling. Let's do a little bit with the darker olive green. Yeah, so just slowly building up this sort of background and foreground, because these few leaves here are obviously in front of her and closer to us, and then she's kind of amidst. So we've got these more background, slightly out of focus leaves and so on. Block in a little bit of the green as well, and sort of add in with a little bit more. Let's go for some browns here as well, just to, and then I'll even use some black as well after that, and whites of course, because I want to have a balanced background that is not not over accentuated, not over detailed. It is just what it is, a background. So basically just setting of context to the artwork as a whole. It kind of starts to work there. Right. Let's. I'm going to use some white here. I want to bring in. So I want to create a little bit of contrast. As well, just to show also kind of where the light source is coming from. So I'm using the harder of my chalk pastels so that it's not quite so the white doesn't lay down quite so heavily, and still just gives me that hint of reflective, that sort of waxy reflective surface of the leaves themselves, if you get my drift. And then perhaps some dappled light coming through from the back, from behind her, just a hint at that. And then looking towards this, where the direction in which she's looking, there's more light coming from there. So it's just lighten everything up a little bit. So she's just giving the impression that she's on the very edge of the underside of the shrubs. Right, now a wee bit of, let's go around here with a wee bit of eraser work, just to kind of blend a little, soften a little. Get it all just kind of mingling. Right. Yeah. That works for me. So I hope you all had a fantastic Easter weekend or just a weekend off, depending on your beliefs, and a long weekend is always a welcome thing. I joined Wendy and her family at Inanda Dam Friday and Saturday, which was lovely, just to spend that time sort of camping at the water's edge, and then listening to all the wonderful night sounds and water lapping and all that sort of stuff, and then on the boat during the daytime. Of course, I don't ski, but Wendy certainly did. It was fun even to watch. I've tried learning to ski before and never got it right. Either I don't have the coords for it or whatever. Perhaps if I had learned at a very early age, perhaps I would have still retained the muscle memory, just like Wendy does. But yeah, me, I can't ski. I've tried many times with utter failure. The same goes for, in fact, just thinking about it, the same goes for ice skating, skateboarding, surfing. I can boogie board, but that's because I don't have to stand up. And yeah, but for whatever reason, I don't know, but I don't have the wherewithal for these things. Martial arts is a different story, strangely enough, but where a lot of balance is required, and so I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my makeup. Just now using a little powder blue, pale blue, for a little bit of doodling here, and a little bit more texture, and nothing distinct, however, just keeping it very shapes and forms, very basic, rudimentary. Right, righty-ho then. Yeah, that works for me. That works for me quite nicely, thank you. I think a little bit more eraser work at the top here. Do I even need black in this background? I don't think so, you know. It's just, let's just see, maybe I can use some black, just trailing some lines around here. Nothing heavy. And keeping it up in this upper left quadrant. See how that works there. Maybe this will be enough just to lift it a little bit, and again, once again, just doodling away, just allowing the black conte to caress the surface here, so that and in no particular organized way, without intent, just allowing it to explore and wander across the surface here. Yeah, that'll do. That's the spirit. That's what I need. Yes, yeah, this is it. It also helps to kind of assimilate the foliage with Fynn. And her form. So she kind of just, she doesn't blend in, not at all, but just gives that appearance of the setting that she's trying to blend in, at least. But she does. She tries to appear invisible. The funniest is when she detects me coming down the passage, and there's at the end of the passage there's 3 steps, and they're about so big, and when she was a tiny little kitten she used to lie and wait for me there, and you could just see the tops of her eyes and the tops of her ears, flattened ears, above the edge of the step. Now, of course, she's bigger than the step, but she thinks that just because her eyes are peeping out over the top of the step, I can't see the rest of her. Which is not the case, because she's way too big now. But she still tries. Such a happy, playful little character is Fynn. Not to say that Sage isn't, and KitKat in fact is as well, but she's very playful still. She's very kittenish, even though she's a year old. Loves to scratch and bite and what have you, in a playful manner, of course. But yeah, she's always up for a bit of a tumble, and she's a tough little thing too. So she can be quite boisterous. Tomboy cat. Right. I do believe that it is time to, let's just, I want to subdue this a little bit. I just want to take some of the colouring off my eraser, so that I don't get that in her eye where I need to work. And I've just realised now that I think that her iris needs to move back a wee bit. Maybe that's just enough to thin it out a little bit. There we go. Perhaps that will okay, That's better. That's better. Even a couple of millimeters makes all the difference. Okay, before I finish off with her eye, I'm going to now start to work all around with my white conte. And even though she's all black, I just want to help the contrast a little bit, to show up a little bit more, and some white doodling, soft white doodling, not soft, a hard crayon soft touch. Just work all around this piece with doodling. Once again, I'm always on about doodling, and you wonder why sometimes, perhaps, but you know, you think doodling is for an office desk pad or something like that, which is exactly what it is, and which is exactly what its kind of purpose is. Its unintended purpose, but well, perhaps the intended reason is to do it, of doodling is for the mind to wander. But I like to see it as it's that hidden subconscious artistic element that each of us have, that capacity to create. And I think that doodling is the conduit, is the route towards actually developing one's artistic expression, because all of us can and do on occasion, depending, we doodle, and we create an artwork when we doodle, whether we want to recognize it or not. And I think it's important to start recognizing that. And the simplest form of artistic expression is doodling, the very simplest, and it's actually very, very effective as well. So my mission is to help people understand that you don't have to recognize yourself as an artist. It's not about that. But just it's like learning to meditate. It takes a while. It takes getting used to. But once you've accomplished it, and once you become more accomplished in terms of meditation, it then becomes a very, very healthy, therapeutic form of being, way of being. And then we become comfortable with it, and then it's okay. Then it's not all this sort of up in this airy-fairy kind of stuff, which it was once perceived to be, but lots and lots and lots and lots more people are doing it. So yes, doodling is much the same. We can doodle absent-mindedly. In fact, it is a form of meditation, I believe. It's a very powerful form of meditation, and it kind of unlocks our creative essence without us being conscious of it. So that, because when we're conscious of something, then we go, oh no, but our story is that I'm not an artist, and then you shut it down. So you limit that creative expression. Whereas doodling is a lovely thing to do. It's a lovely thing to do, and it can form. It can, depending on your creativity or your level of expression or what you believe yourself to be, it can become a really powerful little art form. Much much abstract art is in fact just doodling. Really it is, and it's the loosest form of art, of artistic expression, allowing it. I'm doing it very, very lightly, and I'm using doodling as a tool. And I've come to recognize it as such, and it's because I realize its importance, and very powerful. And here I can build up form with doodling without being too detailed, without getting too detailed. So I can slowly just build up form with Fynn's little face and her body without actually getting too caught up in detailed work. And I'm just literally twisting the contact crayon around in my fingers, allowing it to do its work, working slowly. So I get this sort of higgledy-piggledy line, not too distinct, not too hard, so that it slowly just builds up this form of this. And as I sit here, I can see this piece starting to gain in definition and its quality of depth and depth of field. And now her otherwise very dark fur takes on far more form. Without taking away from the artwork the fact that she's a black cat. There's no escaping that. So I can work these little straight lines, these little sketchy lines. If I work softly and gently, it just builds up very slowly. So I don't so there's no overkill. It just works so nicely like that. And I can contour this work so subtly. I don't somehow think that I'm going to need a full hour here with this piece, because I'm quite well on the way to completion here. I was expecting to need an hour a full hour for this last session, but I don't think so. Maybe not. See how it goes. Right, let's get stuck in here with some serious eye work. Okay. Whew. Okay, so let's select a couple of colors to use here to bring about this golden essence of her eye. I think that little pale blue, but pale yellow is going to do the trick here. A little bit of the it's actually really subtle, the colouring here. Let's go with a little of this. Gosh, very subtle. Oh, there we go. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's the one. That is the one. Me, I'm like, that's it. Just enough. Not too much. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's her eye. I really don't want to do too much with the eye. I've got enough subtlety. Gives shows how her eye, the brightness of her eye, without being overly too much detail and what have you. There's enough color balance within the iris, and then of course the little dark touch, very dark black touch with the pupil. That little sliver of dark. Of course, very narrow aperture, because she's staring out from underneath this foliage outwards towards the brightness of the day, of the morning, and so her pupil is now quite small and tight in aperture, so a little sliver. And rather than if she was in a darker environment, her iris would then expand. Let's just work now with some more. I wonder, actually no, I'm not going to do too much here. I just want to a little bit more charcoal work, but quite subtle. I don't want to be. No, let's do some compressed charcoal down here with her foot. She's got a couple of little. Let's just use that, just to indicate her couple of little claws peeping through there. Enough, whatever. Let's just final touch will be her whiskers, and then I'm done. And which is coming up really soon. I don't think I shall be requiring the hour, so let's just observe these little subtleties. Bring a little bit of pale blue into our leaves, the foliage here as well. Just some soft line work, soft doodling, squiggles and twirls, and where the sun or the light catches on the waxiness of the leaves. I'm going to sit back a little, have a gander. I do need to do some I think I'm going to to use here is my wee bit of this there's another couple of nice little touches there. Yeah, that'll do it. There we go. There we go, folks. So you can see how she's staring quite intently with her ears peaked up, and she's just in observant mode. Very highly attuned to what's going on. Right, let's put the whiskers in. I'm going to use my Conte for this, not my chalk pastel, because her whiskers are, if not black, then grey. So I don't want to be too to overdo them in terms of their these little short hairs on the leading edge of this forearm here that catch the light, and a little bit on her chinny chin. Detail here on her nose. A bit more abstract doodling all around the place here, and then we are done. Sign off. Right people, I'm done, and let me sign off down here between her paws. And what color shall I use? I think that I'm going to go for a pale blue for a change. How about that? Yep. 2023. There we have it, folks. Right, we're done with little Fynny. And let me just put a little bit of detail. Sorry, I'm cheating, I know. I'm just... Okay, enough. Right, guys. In fact, we're a few minutes short of the hour. Nevertheless, it was great. Well worth it. Just a little bit of extended time. So, yeah, thank you for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the process with me, and yeah, welcome to any new subscribers. And if you are recently happed upon my channel, then and if you like what you see, then please do subscribe and do hit the bell icon so that you get notified of any future uploads. And in addition to that, please like if you do like, and share, and also comment. By all means, I always welcome comment, and I will always respond to anything that you have to say or share with me, whatever it might be, whether you have any comments about my work, any queries about my work, what I have to say, my mental meanderings, then please do so. I always welcome that. So yeah, anyway, you do take care, and I bid you oodles and oodles of toodles, as I usually do. And yeah, take it easy, folks, and until next time. I'm not sure if I shall be doing another artwork this week, but definitely from next week. So in the meantime, be good, be kind, be gentle, be caring, be loving, etc., etc. And yeah, take it easy, folks, and see you again soon. Take care. Bye.
But don't forget to doodle.